Morning, folks. How are we doing? Back here again with Amberlynn Reid. This one is called Salmon Bowl, Medication I Take, and Breakthrough in Therapy. This all just sounds like the worst stuff I've ever heard in my entire life, because we're doing Salmon Bowl. Again, it was only like, I don't know, how long ago was it? Like 2, 3, maybe my favorite meals ever ago that we were doing salmon bowls, and her making a salmon bowl and showing us how she makes a salmon bowl and how it's changed her diet and changed her life, and she's going to lose so much weight. Like, we're back to the salmon bowls already. I'm so not excited. Medication I take, I honestly couldn't really give 200 fucks. And breakthrough in therapy, we all know I hate the therapy videos because they're so fucking lame. I guess we're just going to go straight into it, guys. It's like 9 minutes long, so yeah, cool, let's go.
So it is Monday, so every Monday.
How many pills does she take if she needs a divider? If she needs like an actual separator for it? I thought she was on like, I don't know, just like antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication. Okay, but I guess medication I take, I guess that's what we're here to learn, guys.
I take my little medicine guy here,
Yep.
and I will put my medicine in it. So I take, I was taking 25 grams of draught, and now I'm gonna start doing 50 grams.
Okay.
And I do that daily. And then I take a vitamin D3 one time every Thursday at 50,000 IU. So
Okay.
that goes in a little Thursday.
Is this
spot. But isn't this so cute?
Is that it? Like, I guess some people are really bad at taking their medication, but it's like you take one pill. You take one pill a day, and you have a daily divider thing. Like, these kind of things are what I think of like old people when they have like, I have 30 fucking tablets I take per day. I need to separate them up. I only take this on this day. I only take this on this day. And like maybe they have like, I don't know, dementia or something like that, and they need to have like a physical reminder if they have taken their tablets that day. I don't think of it as like, oh yeah, I take one tablet. On Thursday I take a vitamin as well. It's like, oh, cool. Did you just buy this because you like random tat? Okay.
Yeah, it definitely helps me remember to take my medicine. So we have my vitamin D in the Thursday, and I'm going to put 50 milligrams of Zoloft in each one.
This is so silly. This is so silly. There must be more. There must be more. No, there isn't. Okay, never mind. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's like one. It's one thing. It is one thing a day, and she needs to have like a daily reminder. Okay, cool. I guess it's good that it suggests that she's actually taking her medication this time. We still have no idea if she actually is or not, but this is just like a very Amberlynn Reid thing. It's like, oh, I'm taking medication. How can I make this into like a fun game? I'll buy a cute little flower pack and I'll put my pills in it. Look at that. I'm going to do it on a vlog, guys, to prove to you that I'm taking my medication. It's like, okay, fantastic. We're here with Rarities having a wee old danderdoodle along the top of the cupboard. It's fantastic.
Times Rarity has a mind of her own. And she goes on top of the cabinets and she starts running back and forth. And when she does this in the middle of the night, it scares the crap out of me.
She is sprinting.
Okay, so I just had my first meal. I actually had some chorizo and eggs, and it was so good.
That sounds like kind of bad for you, but like, you know, whatever. Cool, whatever. We're not dainty fitness queen today, I guess.
Don't remember ever making chorizo before, but I did it and it turned out spectacular. So I'm actually getting ready for my therapy appointment. We are on the 8th or 9th one.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see how long of how much of the video is going to be dedicated solely to, you know, getting ready for therapy and thoughts of therapy. Then like, a couple hours later, cut, and then just like, I don't know, 5 minutes of like talking about like how much she cried during therapy.
Who knows at this point? So I had to write another paper. I've had to do a lot of outside things for therapy, for just like healing.
You literally haven't. You have had to write like one paper. You have had to write like one paper. It's not like you're getting goals where it's like, okay, you must go out and speak to 5 new people to overcome social anxiety or anything. It's literally just like write about yourself, which is like all you do anyway. So it's not really something that's super special.
From trauma and stuff like that. So this one was 7 pages long. So she's kind of long.
Okay.
And I know I'm gonna have to read it in my therapy appointment, which I am dreading because.
How long must this take? Like, how long must this take? Especially with like her like level of like reading ability. I think 7 pages for like an hour therapy session seems a bit much. It seems like the majority of the session would just be reading that page. I don't know. I've never had any form of therapy that's even close to like that. I'm sure it exists out there, but I don't know. It just like all we've had, and it kind of makes me believe that the therapy thing is kind of not real, because like all her storyline on therapy recently has just been like, they told me to write about my hardship in life. And then just like, it's like, oh, I wrote 5 pages. Oh, I wrote 6 pages. Oh, I wrote 7 pages now. And it's like, okay, is that all you do in therapy? Is just write about yourself and then go in and read it to like the therapist?
Okay, guys. So I just got out of my appointment.
Oh my god, that was like quick.
I'm always stumbling after my appointment. Hold on.
Yeah.
This has got to be
cry?
one of my most favorite appointments, because
you talked about yourself for 7 pages.
Like,
no, you didn't.
So
that's not how therapy works. You don't go in and just like talk it out like over an hour and then suddenly, oh, breakthrough. I've changed my life. Like, therapy isn't like immediate results. It's not like immediate results. You don't walk out and the second you walk out, you're like, oh, everything's different now. That's just not how it works. It's just not how it works. It's why so many people fuck up therapy immensely, and why she should stop talking about mental health, dieting, everything. She is a bad example for people to follow, and every single time she talks about something, it's like the salmon bowl. The salmon bowl is going to be another breakthrough, guys. I've had a breakthrough in my diet. I find this meal that I love, guys, and it's going to make dieting so easy, and then it just doesn't. This is what happens every single time. It's just kind of it's a pet peeve of mine. I'm gonna go with that. It's a pet peeve of mine. People thinking that they have fixed their life instantly overnight.
I always hear about like these breakthroughs and therapy, and I'm like, what do you mean? I was in the middle of reading this, and I have not cried over this paper in a while.
Didn't you just write it just there? What? I haven't cried over this paper, but if her breakthrough is that she cried about something, I'm going to have to spoil it for you and just mention every single other therapy session, every single build-up to every single therapy session, every single bit of homework for every single therapy session. She has claimed she's cried at every single thing. So I really hope she doesn't go for, I cried, as such that was a breakthrough.
Over the event, because I was kind of getting like desensitized to it. And
what event?
So
yeah, but okay, what event are we fucking talking about? This is the awkward bit. She hasn't said during this video, at least, what the event was. Is it still her brother choking? Is it still that event? That was the last one she wrote about. So is it still that event we're talking about? Because if this is the case, then that's not true. You literally cried last time you were talking about this several times, apparently. So what's the event?
I had a complete breakdown. I just started crying because this story to me,
oh no, she cried,
was such
guys.
a metaphor for also everything that I went through, but it's an actual thing that happened to me.
Is she just being deliberately vague?
A complete breakthrough. We talked a lot.
Oh my god! Okay. Is this it? Is this the breakthrough? Is it literally just I cried? Is I cried the breakthrough? I know, Goober. I know. Fuck me. It's getting to that my sarcastic statement of I cried, guys, is now her rallying call for how good therapy is that she cried, and as such therapy's amazing and has so far changed her life.
And more about stuck points. I have to do this whole worksheet this week before I see him next week, and I don't know, that breakthrough, I feel lighter. Wow. I don't know, I kind of love it. I know therapy.
Wow, that's as good as Boogie's acting. One of the other long guys I follow, Boogie, he did this ridiculous thing about how his life has changed. It's exactly the same as her. Everything she does is the same as Boogie. There must be a common thread of these people's personality types that I find fascinating and also really funny to laugh at, because they both do the same thing. Boogie started therapy last year, and he did it quicker than her. I think he did it after his first session. He was like, "Oh my god, guys, I've changed my life." And he did a video afterwards, and he was talking, it's and finally I'm happy. Wait. And he stared off into the distance and went, am I happy? Damn. Guys, I think I'm happy. And it was so theatrical and such a fucking scripted moment of him trying to pretend he was realizing he is finally happy in life, and then of course an hour later he was on Twitter screaming about people and how he hates everyone in the world and they're all evil. It just came across like that.
Therapy is different for everyone. I have done so much therapy, and it has never been like this hard and this like, let's talk about the hard stuff, the stuff from the past, the stuff that is truly, truly like inside of you, making your day-to-day life hard, like the real deep stuff that you don't talk about. Because usually it's very like surface level, and it's not surface level with this, and it just, I don't know.
Didn't she talk about like how like half of her, like one of her previous sessions was talking about her issues on YouTube one time? Like, you know what? It sounds like it's kind of talking about like all sorts of random shit all over again. I'm sorry, it's only been like 8 sessions. I just can't. I can't believe we're doing this whole like, oh my god, my life has changed. I've never done therapy like this before. This is the most unique, interesting therapy in the entire world. And I guarantee, like I said, I haven't been following her for a long amount of time. If I went back to like the last time she started therapy, I guarantee she'd be saying exactly the same thing over and over and over again. Like, she makes it sound like therapy is you generally just go and say, how's your day been? It's like, I don't know, you know, it's been alright. Didn't get that many views on a vlog. She makes it sound like that's what her usual like therapy was.
Guess what I'm about to make?
Something I don't care about. I think that's what you're about to make it. Is it another salmon pokeball? Is it another salmon pokeball? Can't wait.
I'm about to make a salmon bowl with some salmon that I'm going to cook in a pan, which I've never
frozen. Sounded solid when she thunked it.
Done before. I usually use the oven, but I wanted to switch it up.
Do you?
Just got them cleaning.
You okay, sure you did. I'm 100% convinced you did. Like, imagine putting out like fucking like cleaning material as a prop, like in front of your, like with your food, and being, oh, whoopsie guys, I did not notice this giant bright pink bottle sitting beside my salmon. Whoopsie. Oh, sorry guys, I was just cleaning. It's like, fuck, could you have tried any harder? Could you have like maybe, I don't know, like put in like a Brillo pad on top of your salmon or something like that? Like, could you have made it any more obvious that was a fucking prop? That was cringe, bro.
A little bit, see?
Oh my god,
so I'm excited.
thank
you. To try it in here. I'm just afraid I'm gonna burn the apartment down. Let's hope not.
Funny. Didn't we like do this like last time? Wasn't the salmon cooked last time in a bowl? I think it was. I don't remember that clearly.
So I am very proud of.
Does it look burnt as fuck?
My salmon, but
it looks really dry.
Like bowl, I do want to break it up.
It looks really dry.
I just wanted to show you guys that I know this is like so stupid to some people. They're like, okay, but I actually use the pan. I just feel like for safeties, and that's why I always use the oven for.
What for safety reasons? Why do you think the fucking like plate's gonna like reject the salmon and like throw it back at you when it's still scorching hot? Like. What safety reasons for what? I'm sorry. That's the one baffling bit. Also, it still looks dry as all fuck.
But
the reason I wouldn't cut it up like that in the pan is because it's probably going to dry out further. Especially like I'm assuming she's turned the heat off. Let's hope she's turned the heat off. Like, but even if it's not, like the pan is still going to be very hot. You're going to dry out the salmon by flaking it out like that and leaving it sitting in it. You know, it's already looks pretty dry, but if you flake it up and leave it sitting there, it's a lot more surface area for it just to like evaporate from.
But I don't need her. All right, so here is my bowl. And this is all very low calorie things.
Certainly.
So.
And I believe every single day you only have that amount. It's not like a huge, you know, quantity of food anyway. It sounds like gigantic quantity of food anyway for someone on a diet. But whatever. She's apparently on a diet of 2,500 calories, so I'm sure the quantity isn't that big an issue. But I'm sorry, we did this last time. We really did this last time. You were like, oh guys, I'm losing so much weight, guys. I'm in the middle of a really extreme diet and it's working so well for me. It's literally the same meal. It's the same fucking meal. Next time we're going to see the fucking quinoa meal again. It's the same thing. Like, I'm sorry. What was the other thing she did? What was that weird, like, fucking, like, pizza thing? What was it? Oh, I don't remember. What was it? Some weird pizza thing. She really didn't enjoy it. It
is a lot of food for not a lot of calories.
Yep.
I will say the most calories.
It is a lot of food. It is a lot. It's a lot of food, which is unhealthy for you probably because you have binge eating disorder. You don't have binge eating disorder. You can't eat more than 2 candies because if you eat 2 candies, it will trigger you apparently into binging on all of the candies. So apparently you do have binge eating disorder again. Maybe just like, I don't know, have small quantities in general. Like it would just be better for you.
The serving of peanuts. Well, it's half a serving, obviously. But
oh my. You know, the serving peanuts. Well, guys, just half. I'm so dainty. Guys, that I don't even have full servings anymore. I have half servings. You know, in this gigantic fucking bowl full of food. I only have half servings, guys. It's just like a fucking candy thing again, where she's like, one bag is a serving, guy, but I couldn't even eat one bag, guys. I have to have a quarter of a bag because I just can't even eat one serving anymore. It's like, can we just not? Can we just not? Like, when was the last time we've done a weigh-in or anything like that? It's been so long, and you look exactly the same, and we're meant to be in an extreme diet again, still, and there's been no progress. Here's proof, guys. She cleans her dishes sometimes. There you go, haters. Get BTFO'd again. Okay.
Okay, guys, so...
I'm glad... Oh my god, are we doing this fucking thing again? If anyone doesn't remember this, she, likes to take stuff out of things and just put it into other things. So she was doing these fucking, fresh balls that you put in with your washing. It was only a couple months ago. She took them out and she put them out and then she put them in at different levels so she could do an aesthetic thing. So it was pink and then purple and then yellow and then green. And she did it just so it would be aesthetic, and we're doing that again. Why wasn't that in the title? It's a lot more interesting than medication I take. And by medication I take, I mean one thing. I take Zoloft. That's it.
And then I put the lid back on.
You missed that wee guy. He's chilling there.
These go in the trash. Okay. And then this guy.
I've never seen someone include every step of everything ever just in a desperate attempt to try and convince us that she does it. I don't know. Maybe if it was me, I was doing this refill thing, I wouldn't feel the need to go guys, just so you know, I'm now going to put this in the trash. Guys, now you know, I have this bowl here that I took them out of. It is now going in the sink. And I am now and it's like, okay. That's cool.
Alright, you guys, so it is the end of the night. I actually just filmed a video, so you guys will be seeing that soon.
Cool. Is it going to be a reaction to Destiny? Well, probably, because this video's been so short and so ungodly bad, I'm probably going to do Destiny's tea as well. I'm probably going to do it now here as well. Amber hasn't reacted to it whatsoever in her videos, either. I don't know, she's been building up to it and hoping for a big dramatic reveal, with a separate video, she just talked about here, or, I don't know, maybe the Destiny thing is meant to be real and she's trying to avoid it. I don't know. We'll see what the actual tea is at Destiny Draught here in a sec.
Sure, you'll see this one first. Sorry, this is a short one. Some videos will be shorter. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video.
Yeah, it was short and honestly, it was just really bad. It's I finished my perfume. Here's the medication I take. By that I mean, one thing. My cat walked down cupboards, getting ready for therapy. Oh my god, therapy changed my life. Okay, here's a salmon bowl. She fit a decent amount of stuff in for it only being 9 minutes long. I guess I'm thankful that the therapy thing was just short and stupid as opposed to 15 minutes long and incredibly stupid. I guess I am thankful for that one thing. But yes, I'll see you in the next part when I talk about the Destiny bit as well. See you in a sec, guys. Hey there, guys, we're back here with the Destiny thing. It's called Spilling the Truth. So 2016, part 1. I forgot that she was doing this in a fucking step-by-step, by the year, breakdown. We're 51 minutes long. And, I've seen, I don't know, 3 of these videos now. No, sorry, this is the third one. Yes, this is the third one. The other one was an Instagram Q&A. Sorry about that. And, they've all been dire. They've all been so boring, so uninteresting. I just don't care at all. But here we go, guys. We've got 51 minutes of this nonsense. So let's just get into it, guys. I'm going to skip around, as you know, because so much of this is going to be just bullshit. In the last video, Destiny's it took half the video before we even got introduced to Amberlynn, because you're saying stuff we're going to go across and meet Amberlynn, but I wasn't feeling like driving. I didn't feel too well that day, so my mom drove me for a little bit, but it was quite a long trip. So at one point she changed over so my dad would actually drive it. And I was like, wow, I'm glad we included all of this. I know, there's a recurring joke that I am, verbose. It's generally on my, live streams, and especially my older reactions, I paused constantly and just rambled, way too much. It feels like that is what Destiny's doing here. She just always sits down and just spews shite. And every 20 minutes, there's a 30-second thing, fucking Amberlynn scooting away from her and her wee scoots from her.
This might end up being a 2-part video because I don't want these videos to be
It's gonna be a 2-part video. Please don't fucking lie to me here and say you don't want them to be too long when you're doing hour-long quote-unquote fucking tea drops. don't lie to me that you don't want them to be too long. That you're making them long because you want more views. This is like very clearly calculated for as many views as possible. Can we just not pretend it's because you like have some like artistic integrity with these fucking drama videos? Can we just not?
Super long, and a lot of stuff happened in 2016. I didn't realize that it was that busy of a year, but a lot of stuff happened in 2016.
I am sure the vast majority of it is going to be something like, did Amber kill my cat? No, guys, because my roommate was a stripper, and as such, she killed my cat.
It was the day before I went to come here. I was literally at the pharmacy getting the prescriptions I was getting, and she called me when I got it.
It's just, it's like this. We're only a minute and a half into it, but like I said, I'm going to skip around. I'm at 1.5 speed, and we're at the point where she's like talking about she had been texting her ex whilst hanging out with Amber, and like apparently Dana then told Amber, and it's like, so then she told Amber, and I was at the pharmacy that day, and it's like, I don't care where you were. I don't care where you were. I really don't. That your fucking tea story is all over the fucking place. Just say the facts. Just say what happened. I don't care where you were situated when something happened. Just tell me shit. But yes, we're going to plow through. I'll see you at the next boat.
So we'll move on from that subject. I'm not a feeder. I don't know. I think she talked about that at one point, saying something about people were saying I was. I'm not. I get no satisfaction out of seeing someone eat. Amberlynn did have a very bad attitude, just in general. Just with anything.
Okay, there we go. We're about like 9 minutes in, and she finally mentioned Amberlynn. So I guess we're going to show this, honest to God, before this, she was like randomly just including shite. Like, it's like, oh, well, we got Twinkie. Well, originally we weren't going to get Twinkie. My godmother was going to, but then she was busy because she was going to do this and she was going to do this. Also, by the way, I was about 100 pounds at one point because I was in a gym class trying to work out, and it's just like, bro, I literally don't give a fuck. I don't care at all. So we're going to go back.
Peter, I don't know. I think she talked about that at one point, saying something about people were saying I was. I'm not. I get no satisfaction out of seeing someone eat. Amberlynn did.
Beautiful. I'm glad we worked so hard for. We worked so hard. We sat through 9 minutes for. Some people say I'm a feeder. I'm not. Move on. Okay.
Have a very bad attitude, just in general.
Okay.
Just with anything, like if she wasn't kind of getting her way, if it just wasn't going the way she wanted to do it. Like this was as long as I've known her, not just when we were together, and even after. So
please extrapolate on that.
Twinkie was overweight when we.
Oh my Christ. That's all we got. It's like, so she has she had a bad attitude, like she like, oh, I kind of always, like she has like a bad attitude. Bro, you give us more in-depth breakdown of your periods. Like that was one bit that I'm cutting. Is she talked about how when she got her period, they were really bad. Like we got way more information on her periods and the time she fucking like fell asleep in the shower, as opposed to like Amberlynn, the thing that's fucking drama's about. Amberlynn has bad attitude. Yeah, she just generally does. That's it. No specific examples, nothing. Just move on. Fan-fucking-tastic. Christ, let's go. You know what? Like, I insulted the Amberlynn bit. Like, she just has a bad attitude. It was about 15 seconds long, and she says nothing. The last 2 solid minutes have been about her cat called Jax, and how sometimes it was an indoor cat and sometimes it was an outdoor cat. But this is all after she left Amber. Like, she's already left Amber at this point. And it's like, well, my mom looked after her for a while, and someone else's mom looked after her. And with that person, she was a bit of an indoor cat, but she generally wasn't. She preferred staying outside. With this person, though, I was like, what the fuck is this drama?
I was still having issues with the acid reflux. I had gone to the hospital again, and they tried to say that it was me eating a lot, like eating out a lot. And so I tried not to, but I mean, we did a lot, so I couldn't really do too much about it. I just tried to take Tums as much as I could.
What? Like, what a way to, like, hold no responsibility yourself. They tried to say it's because we ate out a lot. It's like, yeah, probably was. You were eating pure shit. You were gaining weight rapidly. Yes, that probably makes sense why you're getting acid reflux. And it's just like, okay, so what did you do about it? Oh, we still ate out a lot. I just tried to eat lots of Tums. It's like, which would 100% just make it worse. Like, it would just make it worse. And she just kind of moves on. It's like, oh, we just did. We still just kept eating out. Fantastic.
And then about me riding the carts in Walmart, I rode them when I was with her because she was embarrassed riding them by herself. So she would make me ride one too to make her feel better.
Okay, I can see that. I could get that. But at the same time, you seem to be having fun with it. So I don't know if that's entirely honestly, it's like you're doing it because you're such a saint that you wouldn't let her be embarrassed by doing it by herself. But I don't know. I think that's a wee bit silly. Just quickly butting in because we've been sitting here and I've been staring at the screen blankly for the last 5 minutes. There's been basically nothing. She included this bit where their manager pulled them in because they had been given like a letter, and it was like, oh, someone online has like said you're vlogging, and apparently the manager did actually laugh. It's actually confirmed, guys. The manager actually did find it funny. The manager didn't care, but I don't know how much I buy that because it would also be something that makes Destiny look bad. So it would make sense if Destiny is going to just say... This is the biggest problem with a lot of this drama, is that Destiny was complicit in a lot of it. I'm going to fill you guys in. A bit of a tangent here. There was a guy called Ethan Ralph. He did like a, alternative right, far right kind of fucking podcast where he'd bring people on. He'd talk about news stories. He generally said a lot of slurs and stuff like that. But he hosted Internet Blood Sports, which was really popular. I don't know how long ago now. Like 6 years ago now, 7 years ago now. Really, really popular back then. And he had a bunch of co-hosts. And in Ethan Ralph, in the past couple of years, has totally been just like dubbed the King Lol Cow. Everyone mocks him constantly. He's a total train wreck of a human. And everyone talks about him constantly. There was people like getting just like entire careers only talking about him, particularly last year, where he got beaten up 2 separate times on holiday by just random people. And I think one of them was like a troll who had followed him out there. It was nonsense. But the biggest problem was a lot of people who came out to talk shit on him were his old co-hosts. And they would be like, yeah, he was doxing people constantly. Yeah, he was doing this constantly. Yeah, he's going after people's families here. He's doing this. And they were using it to try and build a career because everyone was dunking on Ralph. But then a lot of people started going like, well, you were his friend. You were his best friend when he was doing that. You were on the show where he was doing that to people. And here's all these clips of you like laughing along with it and you like agreeing with it and you saying, oh yeah, we should go get that person. And then like, they just kind of all got shredded themselves. Once people stopped focusing on Ralph so much, they started focusing on the co-hosts, and they started shredding the co-hosts then. And people were stunned by it. Because, like, obviously, they're, like, coming out and dumping all this dirt on Ralph, but then all the dirt made them look bad as well. Because, like, well, so you knew about this? You were okay with this? And then they all got fucking shredded. It's the same thing with Destiny. Destiny's not going to come out and say, like, yeah, the manager told us we're fucking idiots for constantly vlogging around the residents of this care home, and she fucking chewed us out, and that's why immediately we stopped doing it. Of course Destiny's not going to do that, because that makes Destiny look bad as well, because she was also doing it. So that's one thing to try and keep in mind. Everything that Destiny's saying here is like carefully curated to try and make her lot look bad. It's why all the tea we've had so far in the first 22 minutes of this on Amber has been like, she just had a bad attitude. That is it, really. Okay? Anything else about the dramas, and she's just going to agree with Amber, because it's like the last time where she was like, oh, Amber, give me money. It's not like she was like buying my friendship like you guys said or anything like that. Obviously, she wasn't buying my friendship, but she'd just give me money and then I'd hang around with her. It's like, so obviously you're not going to say she's like buying your friendship because it makes you look fucking bad. I'm just going to quickly butt in here again. Thank God we've only been sitting here for like 2 minutes since the last one. But she said about the choking story, and she said, that really did happen. I was like, well, how do you know? You weren't there. She says a lot of things as factual statements when it's like, bro, you weren't there. You have no idea if it actually happened. You are telling us that actually happened. I don't know if there's a conspiracy that it didn't happen, but it definitely happened. It's like, you weren't there. You have no idea if it happened or not. You're going off what Amber said and maybe what her mom said, but also like her mom apparently was like so drugged out at that time, she would not even have known that happened. So like, I'm sorry. I don't believe you. You can just say factual statements as facts, but I don't believe you. There's no evidence of it.
And then another thing with being at my mom had it wasn't a clawfoot bathtub, but it wasn't like a normal bathtub. I don't know how it's explained. You see it in the videos a lot. Amberlynn did not shower the whole time we were at my mom's. She did not like the bathtub.
God, it's fantastic. How long has it been since we had? Was it like 9 minutes? Were we in 9 minutes last time she gave like any form of like actual criticism to Amberlynn? Like, was it 9 minutes? So I'm actually doing something on the other screen here. That is how bored I am with this. This is playing in the background, and I am just doing something on the other screen, kind of just listening in at the same time. Amber didn't shower a lot. Yeah, do you know what? I guess that, but I appreciate the confirmation. I do appreciate the confirmation.
Refused to even try to get in. I think she was having a hard time getting her leg over it. It was the thing, because it's pretty high sides, and she just basically, whorebathed. She just, she washed her hair. I'd help her wash her hair over the shower, and she just kind of washed with washcloths and wore plenty of deodorant. That's what she did.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
So I'll finish up June, and then I'll probably make a part 2.
Do you know what? I think you wouldn't need a part 2. Like, honestly, you wouldn't need a part 2. If you just cut out so much of the bullshit. There were about 4 or 5 different times where she goes, and then me, Amber, and Libby started hanging out more. And she doesn't really talk about the controversy to do with Libby. The fact that Libby was like 15. And, they were talking about like sexual stuff when they were both like adults with a child. She just didn't cover that. She just mentioned that they hung out. She had mentioned, like, oh yeah, and then we met a guy called Nick, and we were hanging out, and we were chatting. And then he was playing the ukulele, we hung out for a while, and he played the ukulele. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care that some guy called Nick played a ukulele. I really don't. You would not need 2 videos for this if you just cut out all of the random shit. Like, what food Twinkie was eating and how she was fed in your godmother's house. It's like, okay, cool. I don't care. Like, this is a tea spill about Amber, and like she has featured so little in it. We're nearly done, so I thought I'd pause and just update the last few things she's talked about, which they've been scattered throughout the last 10 minutes. Like, one was that her and Amber had issues because Amber kept fighting with her mom, even though they're living with the mom, and she just thought it was disrespectful. Which, for me, I would have been just like, I don't know, if my like girlfriend was like a massive cunt to my parents who were helping us out at the time, I would just like break up with them. But like I said, Destiny doesn't really come across looking too good in this, and now she's complaining about it. She says that everything, like Amber admitted, she said like, oh, I never really watched Amber's videos because I was living them, which I don't believe anyway, because like Amber would routinely point out that she was watching her videos with like her girlfriends. So I don't believe it. Randomly with Destiny, she didn't watch her videos or anything like that. So I don't buy that at all. But 100% it was just so like Destiny could set up. It's like, oh well, the thing is, I never watched the videos. So then Amber would come out and admit about all these things she was lying about in the videos. I had no idea any of that was happening, guys. Because I just had no idea because I didn't watch the videos, and it's like I don't know if I believe you. I really don't know if I believe you with that, because that just that seems too convenient, God, what was the last thing? She was mukbanging a lot, and she ate too much in the mukbangs, and it's just like, okay. And also that Amber is lying when she says she's scared of going to movie theaters because they used to go to movies all the time and Amber was never scared, which, yeah, I thought that was already obvious.
The girl's house we were at, it was actually her husband. It caused a lot of stuff. He kept being super rude to Amberlynn. Like, he was saying some just vulgar stuff to her about her weight and stuff, and then he started hitting on her and saying that he wanted to, I'm not going to say this word on YouTube, but he wanted to have sexual relations with her, I guess.
He wanted to dick her down. He wanted to fuck her. He wanted to plow her. He wanted to split her in twain. Bro, you can swear. Like, was it fuck? Was it fuck, or was it the scary non-consensual word? Like, because I don't know, the way you left it, it sounds so incredibly vague.
All right, I'll see you guys in part 2.
Yeah, just generally not a great video. I think she's holding back a lot of stuff. She just kind of agreed with everything, which obviously she's just going to agree with, like, whatever is said about Amber that puts her in kind of a positive light. I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't really go for it. Generally pretty weak in terms of drama. Yeah, Amber was rude and argued with people a lot. Yeah, I know. It was pretty clear. So yeah, I'm probably going to mix these two with the last video, because like that's pretty short and I don't think I can get really much from this. See you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye, guys.